Welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video I'm giving my predictions for Matchday 2 in League 2. Open day this season didn't disappoint with entertainment, some really good games in there. And some of my predictions, I've got some of them on the right lines and some of them were way off. Really hard to predict the open day this season. Hopefully I'll do better in this match day, but it's a really hard league, like I said many times, this League 2 league. So there'll be a few surprises in there, no doubt. So yeah, let's get into the video. Starting off with a London clash in this one, we've got Bromley v Wimbledon kick-off on a Saturday at 12:30. Obviously this game was played on Tuesday, but in a different competition in the Carabao Cup. Wimbledon were victorious in this one, 2-1 win, but I can see this one being a draw. I think Bromley at home, they're going to use that to advantage. Obviously a bit of a different stadium to many of the others in this league, really. I think they'll use that to advantage, the fans being quite close to the pitch. And I think Bromley are going to earn themselves a well-earned point in this one. Wimbledon, decent side, aren't they? Showed on the open day this season. So I'm going to go over Bromley 2, Wimbledon 2. Cumbrian Derby is this weekend. We've got Carlisle United v Barrow. Obviously, Carlisle got off to the worst start, really, of the season. Losing 4-1 away to Gillingham. I think they didn't play all... There wasn't brilliant in the game, no, don't get me wrong, but... they didn't help themselves really at times, some of the goals they give away. And I think Carlisle have got a good squad on paper, but, if Paul Simpson doesn't start picking up the results, I think the pressure will be on him. I do think he's a good manager though, and I think he can turn it around, and I think he could do it this weekend against Barrow. Barrow, if you including the Carabao Cup, 2 wins there, so they'll be going into this one in confidence. And they'll obviously be backing themselves. But I'm gonna back Carlisle in this one to get the win in the derby. I'm going to go over Carlisle United 2, Barrow 1. Accrington Stanley v Harrogate. Both teams on the open day this season tasted defeat, and obviously they'll be looking to put that right. And I think for the minimum, really, they both want to be picking up points in this second game of the season. And I'm going to go over 0-0 draw. I don't think it's going to be an entertaining game. For the fans really in this one. I'm going to go with an Accrington Stanley 0, Harrogate 0. Bradford City v Salford City. Bradford got off to a really good start last week, didn't they? Away to MK Dons, a 2-1 win, and it was a really good performance, a really good one from a Graham Alexandra side, and one you expect from him. Well drilled performance, and I think they'll continue it into this one. And against Salford City, they're looking really weak and vulnerable at the moment. Struggling to score goals, and struggling a bit shaky defensively as well. So I'm going to go with a Bradford City 2, Salford 0. I think they'll keep a clean sheet in this one, Bradford. Colchester United v MK Dons. Both sides tasted defeat on the open day this season. Colchester obviously in midweek did make up for it, got through to the second round of the Carabao Cup, and I think Colchester at home in this one, I think it's going to be quite a high scoring game. But one, I'm going to back them to win. I think Jack Payne in the midfield, obviously against his former side, he was on loan at MK Dons last season, going to dictate the play like he has done in the last 2 games for them. MK Dons, they've probably got the best squad in the league, but at the moment I think they're going to lose this one. I'm going to go over Colchester United 3, MK Dons 2. Crewe Alexandra v Chesterfield. I'm going to back Chesterfield to win in this one. I think it's going to be a really solid display from Paul Cook's side. I think they're going to be really sound defensively, and I think they'll take the chances in attack. I think Dover could get on the score sheet again in this one. I think it'll be a tight game though overall. I think Crewe will take the game to Chesterfield, but I think the game plan from Paul Cook's side will pay off in this one. So I'm going to go with Crewe Alexandra 0, Chesterfield 1. Grimsby v Cheltenham. I think this one was quite an hard one to call. Obviously Cheltenham got off to a really good start, scoring 3 goals. Obviously last season they struggled to. I don't think they scored in the first 9 games. So to put that past them and score 3 on the open day will fulfil their squad with confidence. Grimsby need a win really at home in this one. They need to make home advantage count. Put up a statement performance and a statement result, because they were quite underwhelming in the open day of the season. So I'm going to say there's not going to be much between either of these sides. I think it'll be a draw, so I'm going to go over Grimsby Town 1, Cheltenham 1. Morecambe v Gillingham. Now Gillingham got off to a really good start to the season, didn't they? They've scored 4 goals, which they haven't, unlike they've done in the previous seasons really in League 2. So they've got that out of the way, played some good stuff at times, took the chances, was very clinical in front of goal. and looking really good, Gillingham at the moment. Morecambe, on the other hand, probably the opposite. Obviously, a new squad needs to gel, 17 new signings, and you could see that against Moorside Walsall last week. They looked really disjointed in their performance, and like I said, it's going to take time for them to get results, I think. I just think they need to, start to play a few more patterns of play, really, play the basics, and, hopefully that comes up for them. But I think they'll lose in this one, and I'm going to back Gillingham to win in a comfortable win away from home. I think they'll keep a clean sheet as well, so I'm going to go over Morecambe 0 and Gillingham 3. Newport County v Doncaster Rovers. Now, I think the favourite in this one will be Doncaster Rovers. Really good start to the season against Accrington Stanley, 4-1 win at home. Luke Molyneux, he's a class player, isn't he? And he's put some really good strikes in that game. Jordan Gibson, new signing, got on the score sheet as well. And Billy Sharp making a return, getting on the score sheet at home as well. But I've just got a feeling Newport, obviously it's the first home game with Nelson Yardim as manager, and I just feel like they're going to have the edge in this game to go and prove a point. I didn't think they played some bad stuff against Cheltenham and probably deserved a point out of that one on the balance of play, but obviously with that, that last minute goal for Cheltenham, they lost the game 3-2. So it's that fine margins of football, isn't it? But I think Newport put it past them. I feel like they're going to edge a win in this one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Doncaster, put in a really comfortable performance. But I'm going to back Newport for a 2-1 win. Port Vale v vchamier Rovers. Now, this one could be a really interesting game to watch for this weekend. I think both sides are really well set up so far this season. Obviously, Darren Moore, manager at Port Vale, and Nigel Adkins, manager at vchamier Rovers. So two experienced managers, both will come into this game with game plans. But I think there won't be too much between the sides in this one. I think there'll be a draw, but I think there'll be a few goals scored in it as well. I think both teams have got some decent attackers going into this game. I think it'll be quite an open game as well, even though I said it'll be quite a tight game. I think both teams will take the chances in this one, but we'll end in a draw. So I'm going to go over Port Vale 2, vchamier Rovers 2. Swindon Town v Walsall. So Swindon Town v Walsall, this one, another game that could be a really interesting one to watch personally. I think Swindon need to come into this game similar to Grimsby. They need to put in a statement performance in this one. I think they need to score a couple of goals as well, but obviously they'll just take the win to get the 3 points on the board. My side, Walsall got off to a good start last week. 1-0 win at home to Morecambe, and obviously a win in midweek against Exeter in the Cup. So be an interesting game. Be interesting to see game plans from both managers, really. I think Swindon will try and take the game to us naturally being at home, and we've just got to try and weather the storm at times. And key one for me for Walsall, we've got to keep more clean sheets on the road. I think we only kept one clean sheet away from home last season, and you can't expect to get results really if you're not going to keep clean sheets away from home. But I think it'll be a draw. I think there won't be too much between the sides. I think we'll take the lead. I think Swindon will come back into it. Probably an inevitable Harry Smith goal. He always scores against us. He bullied us last season at Sutton. So I'm going to go over Swindon 10, 1, Walsall 1. Finally, on to the last game. Obviously, in terms of scheduling, it is on a Sunday, 1 o'clock kick-off with the Sky Sports. It is Notts County v Fleetwood Town. Fleetwood, have been really impressed with them so far this season. Got off to a decent start on the opening day this season. 1-0 win at home to Grimsby. Then, they pulled off an upset really in the Carabao Cup. 2-1 win at home to West Brom. Notts County, they need a win in this one. I do think they will. I think they'll kind of open up in terms of the play at home. I think they'll use that pitch to their advantage. I think, like I said, I think they'll play some free-flowing football in this one. Score a few goals. Fleetwood might nick a goal as well. So I'm going to go with a Notts County 3, Fleetwood Town 1. So there you have it. I've gone through each game from match day 2 and predicted the score lines. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree, and leave all your score predictions for this upcoming weekend's fixtures. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.